Good morning, students. Hi, how are you? I think you will be fine and you will be safe at home. During this uh, pandemic, we are studying through the YouTube channels and through the videos. So, let us study in this video about night voices. This is the poem of class 8th English literature. So, first of all, night voices. What is night voices? Voices coming during the night. Students, you know that you listen different sounds during the night. Different sounds like squeaking, screeching, murmuring, chirping, creaking, whispering. Means in you listen the different sounds during the night, and those sounds are known as night voices. And night voices are terrifying. Am I right? I think yes. Night voices are terrifying. Sometimes the night voices frightened us. Like during the night, you also listens the sounds of or the voices of the animals, owls, and foxes, and different creatures, the sounds of different creatures. And sometimes we uh, assumed them to be voices of ghost. I think some of you also think it so. And sometimes you terrify from these sounds. So what are the night voices? In this poem we will discuss. In this poem, a boy is here, a child is here, who is asking his to his father about the different sounds coming during the night. So first of all, ask your partner these questions. The author, Arthur Conan Doyle, here gives a question. Ask your partner these questions. So students, first of all, you realize yourself, or you may ask these questions to your friends. Are you afraid of the dark? I think some of you are afraid of the dark. Actually, when I was young, I also afraid of the dark. I also afraid of the dark. But this is the time when we sometimes afraid in the dark. If yes, why? If you afraid in the dark, then what is the reason of it? What is the reason behind your afraid? तुम्हारे भय के पीछे क्या कारण है कि आप रात में आवाज़ों को सुनकर के डरते हैं? Students, you know that the night is dark, and dark color is also not a good symbol. So this is dark night, and during the dark we cannot identify the things properly, and in that condition we assume assume the things to be different thing, and that is why we sometimes afraid of the dark. Suppose, for example, for some time we walk during the night. If when we walk during the night, and when sometimes we feel something very smooth under our leg, our foot, we think it to be a creeping creature like a snake, but actually that is not a snake, and it is a, maybe it may be a rope, it may be some other soft things, but we assume those things to be a creature like a snake, and we verify from that smooth and uh, silky object. Second is next question is what else frightens you, और भी क्या चीजें हैं जो हमको भयभीत कर देती हैं. So students, you know that there are different things which frightens us, there are different things. What are the different things? I told you just now that the chirping of creatures, or murmuring sound, or sometimes creaking of the door during the night. These are the sounds which makes us frightened. So here in this chapter we will read the poem, and we will try to understand the poem, what the poet says about the night voices. Read this poem about a child who is afraid of a creature. A child is afraid of a creature that can be heard in the darkness but not seen. The child had seen that can be heard. He had not seen the creature, but he heard the creature, and that's why he is afraid of the creature. So let us study here. Let us see what the child thinking about the creature, what he asks to his father. In this poem, a child is asking question to his father, and the father is trying to give answer to the child. In the first line, father, father, who is that whispering? The child is asking, father, father, who is that whispering? Who is it? Who whispers in the wood? You say it is the breeze as it sighs among the trees, but there is someone who whispers in the wood. So here the child is asking a question to his father. That father, father, who is that whispering? So first of all, remember student, that who is, here the poet has used who, and you know that relative pronoun who is used for the person. So the child is asking about the person, asking to his father about the person that who is whispering. So father, father, who is that whispering? He asks, father, who is that whispering? And who is it? Who is it who whispers in the wood? And who is the man, who is the thing, who is the living thing who whispers in the wood? Wood means forest. Who is whispering in the forest? So the child is asking to his father that who is whispering in the wood. You say it is the breeze. The father says that it is breeze. Breeze means cold air. Students, here breeze means cold air or wind. He said to his father that you say it is the breeze as it sighs among the trees. You say that it is the breeze as it sighs. Sighs means breathe heavily, gehri सांस लेना, as it sighs among the trees. And you say that it is the breeze, and it is breathing heavily. And the boy says that as it is breathing heavily in the tree, but you say it is the breeze. But there is someone. The child is not sure that it is the breeze, because he says that, but there is someone. The child says that, father, there is someone who whispers in the wood. There is some man, something, some living thing that is who is whispering in the wood. So the father says that it is the breeze who is whispering in the wood, but the child is not sure. The child is doubtful, and he says that someone is sighing. Sighing means having breathly, breathing heavily in the trees, and but there is someone, there is some person, some creature, some living thing who is whispering in the wood. In the next stanza, so first of all I want to tell you students that in these lines, these lines, or you can say in this poem, the poet has used the figures of speech onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the figures of speech in which sounds are described. The sounds of objects, the sounds of the things are described, like whispers. Whispers is a sound. So in this line, there is used onomatopoeia, figures of speech. And here, sighs among the trees, sighs, breathing heavily. Whispering again is used. So most of the lines, the poet has used the figures of speech onomatopoeia. In the next stanza, father, father, again the child is asking, father, father, who is that a murmuring? Father, father, who is that a murmuring? He asks that, who is that? Murmuring means बात कर रहा है, आपस में बातें कर रहे हैं. वो कौन है जो आपस में बातें कर रहे हैं, आवाज कर रहे हैं? मर्मरिंग मीन्स धीमे सी आवाज निकालना. Who is it who murmurs in the night? Who is it? Who is the person who murmurs in the night? Who is talking? Who talks in the night? Who is the man? Who is the person? Who is the thing who talks in the night? You say it is the roar of the wave upon the shore. You say it is the roar, and father said that it is the roar. Roar means the sound of waves, sea waves, you can say. Sea waves. Roar means sea waves, sound of sea waves. दहाड़. और किसकी दहाड़ बेटा? ये होता है समुद्र की लहरें जब किनारे पर, शोर पर आकर टकराती हैं तो उससे एक साउंड निकलती है, एंड दैट इज नोन एज रोर. Roar is here, the roar is described as the sound of the wave. The father said, you say it is the roar. The father said, it is the sound of roar, sound of the sea waves. It is the sound of the sea waves, of the waves upon the shore. Shore means bank of the sea, or at the bank of the sea. Shore means kinara. But there is someone who murmurs in the night. But the child says that, father, there is someone, something, some creatures who murmurs in the night. So here, students, you can easily understand that the child is terrifying from the night voices. Father is trying to make him sure that these are the sounds of trees and roars, the sea waves. But the child is doubtful, and he says that someone is there who murmurs in the night. The next stanza is, again he asks, father, father, who is that laughs at us? Father, father, who is that laughs at us? Who is it who chuckles in the glen? Father, father, who is it? Who is that? Now that is used here. Here the child says that, who is the thing? Who is the you can say who is the person who laughs at us? He says that somebody is here in the glen. Glen means घाटी होता है बेटा यहाँ पर, valley. Somebody is here in the glen who is laughing at us. Who is it who chuckles in the glen? Speak. Chuckles means speak, or you can say laughs. Chuckles is speak laughingly. Speak laughingly. So the child asked his father, who is there who laughs at us and who chuckles in the glen? Glen means valley. Oh father, let us go. Now the child is terrified. He says that, oh father, let us go, for the light is burning low. For the light is burning low. So the child is terrifying and he says that, "Father, let us go now. The light is burning very low. The light is very dim." So and he is terrifying. So he says that, "Let us go, father. Leave this place, and we should leave this place and go from that place." And there is somebody laughing in the glen. He says that, "Father, there is someone, some person, someone who is laughing at us. So let us leave the place." So in this way, the boy is terrifying in the night voices, with the night voices, and he wanted to leave the place. Now, here, if we talk about the question, first, what sounds does the child hear in the night? So you can easily write that he hear the sounds of whispering, roar, and chuckling in the night. You can write this answer in this way. Does the child think it is an animal sound or human voice? Why do you say so? So here I have told you in the explanation, does the child think it is an animal sound or a human voice? So I told you that who is used here in the poem. You can see here who, father, father. Who is that whispering? So who refers the person, not an animal. Which is referred to the animal and who is referred to the person. So human voice is referred here. You can write here human voice is referred here because the child uses who. Who is that? So it means the child is discussing about the human being voice. Now I hope you understood, students. You have understood the answer of the questions. Now the next one is next passage stanza is, "Father, father, tell me what you are waiting for." Now the child asks his father, "Father, father, tell me what you are waiting for." Waiting means pratiksha karna. Whom you are looking for? He asks his father. The child asks his father that, "Whom are you looking for? Tell me why your eyes are on the door." And why he asks his father that why he was looking at the door. Why he was looking or staring at the door. Why he was gazing at the door. "It is dark and it is late, but you sit so still and straight." He said that it is dark and it is late. The child said, "Father, it is very dark and it has been late, but you sit here still. You are sitting here silently and you are sitting here straight, ever staring, and you are staring forever, ever smiling, and you are smiling at the door." And he says that, "Father, whom are you waiting, and why are you sitting here straight, and whom are you gazing or staring, and you are smiling towards the door?" So the child asks in this way to his father that whom he was looking for and why he was sitting there at the door. So in this way, I hope you have understood the explanation of the poem. Staring means gazing, smiling आप जानते हैं मुस्कुराना होता है. Straight means सीधा होना, straight forward, straight सीधा होना. तो सीधे वो यहाँ पर एक फिर से बता दूं मैं आपको स्टूडेंट्स. बट यू सिट सो स्टिल, आप इतने शांत और एकदम सीधे बैठे हुए हैं. लेकिन आप इतने शांत और सीधे बैठे हुए हैं और हमेशा काफ़ी समय से आप घूर रहे हैं, यानी एक तरफ एक ही नज़र से एक ही दृष्टि से देख रहे हैं, मुस्कुरा रहे हैं दरवाजे की ओर एक ही नज़र से और देख रहे हैं और मुस्कुरा रहे हैं. In this way, the child uh, asks his father and requests his father to leave the place as he was terrifying. So the next question, if we discuss here, what explanation does the father give for the sounds? So the father explains that these are the sounds coming from the woods. These are the sound from the woods, like breeze and sound of roaring sea waves, and you can say whispering. So what explanation does the father give for the sounds? So he says that father explains the sound at the breeze in the trees and the roaring waves on the shore. In this way, the father explains the sounds. Is the child satisfied with the explanation? How do you know? So, students, you easily understand that is the child satisfied with the explanation? क्या क्या बालक is the child satisfied with the explanation? क्या वो बच्चा पिताजी यानी फादर के व्याख्या से यानी एक्सप्लेनेशन से या आंसर से सेटिस्फाइड है? हाउ कैन यू से? सो you can here understand, father, who is that whispering? Who is it who whispers in the wood? You say it is the breeze as it sighs among the trees, but there is someone. Now here the boy is doubtful. He says that is the sound of the breeze, but there is someone who whispers. The boy says that there is someone who whispers. So in order to give this answer, you can say the child is not satisfied with the explanation, because he was doubtful. That's why he asked the question to his father. How do you know? You can say the child was not satisfied. The child was not satisfied with the explanation because he asked similar questions again and again. So he repeatedly asked the different questions to his father. So in this way you can write the answer. And the next question, which lines tell us? The next question is, which lines tell us that the child is afraid of the dark? Which line tells us? There are the lines, "Oh father, oh father, oh father, let us go." Here the child requests his father and he suggests his father to leave the place. So in these three lines you can say that oh father, let us go, for the light is burning low, and it is dark. It is dark and it is late. This line also. These lines, in these lines, you can write there that the child is afraid of the dark. Thank you, students. Try to write the answers as I have explained, and in the next video I explain the next exercise number 2. Thank you. Have a nice day.